new parents and returning parents of Year 7 students for the year 2022. I'm sure by now your students have been telling you all the wonderful and exciting things they've been learning here at PBC and how they fitted into such a large high school that they're already feeling at home. Teachers have been reporting to me that this cohort of students have been absolutely wonderful, which has been backed up by their primary principals and telling us that when the students came over, they were the best cohort they had for years. It's been great to engage with your students as I've walked through the classrooms and seen them in the playgrounds and how they're doing really well with this ongoing mask mandate, which we're hoping will disappear soon, and we can get onto doing the things that PBC is well known for with our camps, excursions, and moving in and around the community instead of just in and around our classrooms at the moment. But as I said before, welcome. We're here to help, I'm sure through Anita's message or my message or our deputy principals or year coordinator with Mr. Hiran. We've been able to answer your questions, but if not, please send them through and we'll endeavour to support you as best we can.
Hi everyone, I wish that we were meeting in person, but I guess this is as close as we're going to get given our current circumstances. We've got a lot of information that we wanted to share with you. So the purpose of our evening is usually around classroom routines and what goes on in our core classes with our teachers. So that element, the teachers are being asked to share that information with you directly if they haven't done so already. And the rest of the information that we wanted to share with you is around how you can support your student at home and a bit more information about our one-to-one laptop program. Our junior secondary curriculum, we talk about two areas. We talk about core, which is our mathematics, science, English, humanities, which is a mixture of history and geography. And as well, we talk about elective subjects. So the students are going to get to sample each of these over their 2 years. So they'll sample from technology and the different areas within that, the arts, different areas within the arts, Spanish, and health and physical education. If you're an excellence program student, you will not be taking part in Spanish, and your health and phys ed will be evolved into your SportX program through your theory lessons. The same goes for CACS. If you're in a CACS program, your arts program will be rolled into your theory lessons for CACS and you won't study Spanish. By the time you move to year 9, you'll be studying your 4 core and you'll get to choose 2 electives. By the time you get to year 9, you'll study your 4 core subjects and 2 electives. I want to talk a little bit more about our team. There's several different aspects of them that you may come across while you're here part of the junior secondary. So the first is our Optima team. So these people are responsible for well-being and also behaviour and general support for our students. So Tammy Burns is the DP that works directly with our year 7s. Nick Hyron is your head of year, you're going to hear from him very soon, and Jane Bell is our HOD of inclusion, so she looks directly over the management of students with disabilities. We also have our curriculum heads of department, so these are your go-to people in terms of extensions for assignments and also through direct line through your classroom teachers. So Mrs. Farrell, who looks after academic excellence, Miss Langton, English and Humanities, and Miss Deeg, Maths and Science. We also have some other staff who their key role is around looking after the wellbeing of students. Anna Willis is our guidance officer who's just dedicated to junior secondary, and John Catterall, who is our chaplain. We also have some other staff working with us. Kurt Fossel, whilst he's not based here at the school, he's a great support for our school around all matters to do with policing. He'll talk to students at our assemblies around key issues, and so we really view him as part of our school community. We also welcome Trish Borg this year to be working with our Murray Jarjum students, and Andy Lovell, who heads up our team in Clontarf, working with our Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander male students. Our one-to-one program it has been a real game changer for us. It's in its 4th year this year. We have now students extended through to year 10 who are participating in our school's one-to-one program. I've asked Courtney Underwood to join us to give some specific information about what online learning looks like at PBC, but we're also going to cover some of the more logistical issues. Students will receive their laptops in the next 2 weeks. It's really important that you go back over the one-to-one contract. One of the reminders I can give is that students do need to have a hard case before they can collect their laptops. But just going back through that one-to-one contract, which you can find on our website if you're unsure where it is, but just going back through those details again is really important, because it's a big thing for a young person to be looking after a laptop, but is such an essential part of their work here at school. And the great work that we see them doing and the levels of engagement that we have since we have been using the laptops makes it something that we are really pleased to be part of our program. But every now and then young people come unstuck when it comes to devices, so we're going to talk a little bit more about how you can support them in that regard.
So when looking at why PBC have decided to go with a one-to-one computer program across the school, it really came from looking at statistics from university and from industry, from what jobs are looking for. So it is estimated that Australia will need 156,000 more digital technology workers by 2025. And even for students who aren't interested in working in the direct technology fields, it's approximately 87% of jobs within Australia requiring a high level of digital literacy skills. I think it's also safe to say over the last couple of years we've noticed how much digital literacy has become a part of our everyday life when working remotely or communicating with each other. It's also important to note too that in 6 years' time, when our students are heading into jobs or into university, there's possibly positions and industries that don't even exist yet, that we don't even know about yet. So being able to give students the opportunities and be able to prepare them for that is really important. In previous years at PBC, we have run a Bring Your Own Device program. So if you have a student who's previously graduated from PBC, or our current year 11 and 12 students will be familiar with that program. For the last 3 years, we have decided to go with the one-to-one program. This is basically for a number of beneficial reasons that we have found over the years, including better pricing to be able to buy them in a bulk purchase, compatibility that's instant to our school's Wi-Fi network, to the printing networks, a safer connection to the World Wide Web, meaning that all of the devices are installed with a piece of software called Blue Coat, which will block particular websites, which will prevent students from downloading and installing software that may be sort of virus-ridden or dangerous in some way. There is also an instant swap system for any repairs. Warranty-related issues will be handled by the school for you. So if a keyboard breaks or something happens and it's not working, students can take it to the library and immediately be given another laptop to take back to class with them. The library can also handle non-warranty issues as well. So if a student does break their laptop, screen cracks, or the stylus pen gets pushed in the wrong way, those sorts of things, we will still handle those repairs for you, and the student will receive a loan laptop. Unfortunately, those may incur a cost, but it is still no downtime and really, really easy for parents and guardians to be able to handle, obviously. The laptops come pre-installed with all the software students are going to need for all of their classes from 7 through to grade 9, which means they'll never be sort of lost or left out of a classroom activity due to the computer that they have in front of them. And probably two of the biggest ones is just the consistent uniformity of device between students, increases teacher confidence to be able to help a student if a device is not behaving the way it should, and prevents students from kind of looking at each other's and having a sense of inequity there as well. The 21st century skills are skills that prepare students for the changing world that they will be moving into in the next 6 years. That covers ICT skills, using devices, using software, feeling confident across a range of different platforms. It also allows students to develop their personal and social skills and be a good digital citizen, moving forward and understanding the consequences of their actions online. It allows students to communicate, collaborate, and show teamwork regardless of location and regardless of device. They can access this from home when they're unwell or unable to come into school. There's no missed classes due to sports, as everything can be caught up on and communicated with their teacher easily. And finally, it allows opportunities for creative and critical thinking, problem solving, analytical thinking applications, creativity through different applications, and allows them to make new links and generate new ideas. So here at PBC, this is happening in a variety of different ways. So we use a piece of software called Office 365. It's a professional industry standard software that has been provided for all students from who are enrolled in Education Queensland and has been provided to all staff as well. Each student does have 5 licenses for this. So it means that they will have 1 license on their school laptop. They are able to install this on a home computer as well as a mobile device like a phone or an iPad. So they can really access their coursework and from anywhere in the world. This software allows them to have an online storage system, so a cloud-based storage system. So if there is an issue where their laptop is broken or it needs to be sent away for repair, they will always be able to access their work and their applications. OneNote is one of these applications. So every class is using OneNote as their digital notebook. This allows students to interact with the information that is being given to them from home or from the classroom. It allows teachers to be able to give more direct and instant feedback and to see where students are up to. I'd encourage any of you to ask your students to see their OneNotes in the coming weeks as they receive their laptops. It's a really, really great way for you to be able to check out their work, see what they're doing in the classroom, and be able to really support them from home. We also have a range of web apps available for staff and students to be using in the classroom, from assessment apps to widgets to virtual reality experiences. All of these sorts of things that students can now access from the classroom really make the learning more engaging and more real to what they are experiencing in their own lives. You would have all been sent an online services survey in the last couple of weeks, which outline the different pieces of software students will be using from Year 7 through to Year 10 to get some more information on the kinds of applications and online services students will be using in the classroom. So this slide just has a couple of ideas on how you may be able to support your student with their digital learning from home. Assisting with good computer use practices and routines is really important, making sure that students are bringing their laptop to school every day, that you're checking up on their OneNotes regularly and asking them about their work and showing interest in what they're learning in the classroom. It's also important to encourage your student to email their teacher if they're absent, if they're unsure of any kind of content, if they have a concern in the classroom about the work or about anything, that they are communicating those concerns and those needs to their teacher through their Education Queensland email address. When your child is absent, you could encourage them to check the OneNote for the work that they've missed out on. They should be able to see the activity that the class was doing along with any of the resources that were available. And if they're able to keep up from home. And most importantly, that they leave their laptop on charge every night, and particularly outside of the bedroom rather than inside with them, up until late hours of the night. Safe laptop use at home is important and should be encouraged by all of you as well. To use the laptop in a common area rather than in bedrooms is always good, so you can see what your student is doing on the laptop and are aware of how much time they are actually spending in front of their screen every day. Our recommended time for homework and assessments is up to 1 hour per subject per week. So they should not be on their laptop for hours and hours every single night, doing schoolwork. You could encourage a set laptop time, set up a little timetable of, this is homework time and outside time or sport time or whatever works with you and their siblings and the rest of the family commitments. Look into setting up safe parental controls for your Wi-Fi system, or at least finding out how to control the Wi-Fi password yourself will definitely help if you find that your student is struggling to put the device down or is consistently online. We have installed Blue Coat software, as I think I mentioned earlier, onto all of the computers. This is an internet censor, so there will be particular websites that students will be blocked from using at school. There will also be some websites that will be blocked for students from home, but it is always worthwhile checking what your student is looking at on their laptop at all times. All of the students, when being handed their laptop last week or this week, have been told that they are not to install any programs or download any games onto their device. It is a school device. It's meant to be used for school purposes. They do have a couple of games, so Minecraft for Education is installed. This is something that some teachers will use with your student in the classroom. If you are happy for your student to play Minecraft for a period of time each day, that's fine, they're allowed to do that. There are also some online math game applications and websites that have not been blocked. You can manage the use of these applications within your own homes and set up a schedule or a time for that if you would like. Lastly, students have been asked not to personalise their laptops, the actual casing, not to put stickers or marks of any sort onto the casing itself, as if these laptops do need to be sent away for warranty, that can cause some issues for us. The blue screen effects on well-being are something that science is looking into more and more lately as well. So it shows that hours in front of a blue screen can actually delay the melatonin hormone from producing. Melatonin is what helps us get to sleep at night. So it's important that students build good routines of putting the device away an hour or so at least before bedtime and having that time to wind down. This will have effects on their quality of sleep, which then has effects on their mood and their ability to concentrate and learn the next day. If students or parents and guardians are looking for any technical support from the school, our IT staff in the library can assist with any kind of repairs or quotes required if the laptop does break. They can assist your student with printing, any kind of warranty issues such as keyboards, hinges, those sorts of things they will be able to help you with. Even with a cracked screen, it's not covered by the warranty, but they'll be able to let you know what the process is and the costs involved based on the damage that has happened. The student can access their teacher if they're having any issues resetting their login password, or if they're having trouble accessing the OneNote or any of the other in-class applications. Their classroom teacher would be the person to see there.
Hello Year 7 parents, my name's Nick Hiron. I'm the head of Year 7 for 2022. I'm going to be quickly talking to you today around our communication device policies, some social media stuff, where you can go for more information, as well as a reporting platform that we utilise at this school, Stymie. So firstly, I'd like to clarify that when we're talking about our communications device policy, we're talking about mobile phones, smartwatches, laptops, tablets, digital cameras, really any sort of recording equipment at all. At PBC, students are not to have mobile phones inside the school grounds before school, during breaks or after school. So further to that, while students are at home, it's important to note that anything that they do in terms of posting or social media or anything like that, that brings disrepute to the school, that students will still be facing disciplinary actions from the school, even though it may have been outside of school hours and off school grounds. We always encourage our students when it comes to social media that before they post, they think, is it true? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? Is it nice? Is it kind? Following these guidelines can keep students out of trouble. We've pulled out for you here some of the most important points around our communication device policy. Firstly, personal headphones should not be used or visible in class at any times. No photos, videos or voice recordings that are to be taken at school, shared, forwarded, uploaded, sent or stored unless specifically directed by staff. No photos, videos or voices of students or staff are to be shared, forwarded, uploaded, sent or stored via any media platform, device or cloud-based service. Devices should not be used to download, distribute or publish offensive sexual messages or pictures. Devices should not be used to publish obscene, abusive, inflammatory, racist, discriminatory or derogatory language, as well as any language threats that may amount to bullying, harassment, violence or stalking. Additionally, the PBC logo must not be used without express permission from the executive principal. Our communications policy also outlines if there are any breaches to the policy. These include verbal warnings from classroom teachers and a request for devices to be placed in bags, requests for classroom teachers for devices to be placed on teachers' desks if learning of others is being obstructed, requests from the classroom teachers for devices to be taken, temporarily removed and stored at the relevant school administration building as per temporary removal of student property policy, referral by classroom teacher to deputy principal as per student code of conduct, should the non-compliance with the policy be repeated and persistent. Queensland Police also have the right to confiscate a phone for up to 3 months without a warrant. For additional information on how you can keep your kids safe whilst online or using devices, you can visit the eSafety Commissioner website. There's a page for parents, kids and young people, and it covers a myriad of topics. With that out of the way, I'd now like to talk to you about STIME. STIME is an anonymous reporting application where students can report incidents or concerns involving themselves or others. How STIME works. Initially, an incident occurs. Some examples can include anything around anxiety, depression, self-harm, family violence, sexual harassment, bullying, fighting, or any sort of illegal activity. The students report that, make a notification through stime.com.au. Bystanders and young people who are experiencing harm can make notifications, as I said before, about themselves or others. A designated recipient within our school receives a notification through their email. This is done within seconds of the report being made. The notification gets triaged by our staff and a response is devised according to the needs of the students at risk or dependent on their needs. Due to its anonymous nature, STIME aims to break the cycle of bystanding and empower those victims who may otherwise be fearful of speaking out. Finally, we have some of our upcoming events for the year. School photos, Tuesday the 22nd. Our Gold Coast 5 Sports Days, round 1 is starting on Wednesday the 9th of March. We have our Year 7 immunisations on the 29th of March. Our parent-teacher nights, which will run in week 4 from the 10th to the 12th of May. NAPLAN Online commences on the 10th and finishes on the 20th of May. And we are also hopeful to have our Year 7 day camp on the 5th of December. That concludes our Year 7 parent presentation. Again, it's unfortunate we couldn't meet in person, times being what they are, but it's been great to lay this information out for you. And again, if you have any concerns at all, please don't hesitate to contact our junior secondary staff. They'll be more than willing to help.